Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? I'm Nev from Nev's Tack Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. And the internet's making it really hard for me to be on the net. It used to be that I was on the net to escape reality a little bit. And now I'm getting off of the internet to escape reality in some certain ways. The net is just getting a little too real in particular ways, but what I want to talk about is the Epstein thing. I am very much troubled by the realities that I'm looking at now. The Epstein list exists. There's reasons why, if you're on the Epstein list, you're not a pedo, like Stephen Hawking, for example, because Epstein was a philanthropist, and like a rich person, they like to mix things up and wash their money in certain ways and wash their deeds, right? So Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. He's in there for an awkward amount of things. If you look at the pictures, the information coming and going, it looks very much like Trump was part of the no good side. Now, guilty until proven, or innocent until proven guilty, of course. But what I'm seeing and what I'm concerned about is, topically everyone says they don't like pedos and they would kill that guy or this guy if they found out they were there. But then I've had times in the past where I'm like, okay, I know that guy's a pedo. I know he's done these things. The police won't help me do anything. I just want to knock on his door and let him know I know, and then I'm frickin' looking. You know how many people would help me out, find that guy, and deal with them? Pretty much zero. A lot of them ended up acting like they were victims. Like, oh, my mind is so messed up because this person wanted me to help with that. I've also had situations where women have been beaten almost senselessly by guys. And you know, everyone always says that if they found out a guy would do something like that they would do something about it. Well, that's happened too in places where I've worked. Young women have come in with bruises, black eyes, lots of issues, and told a few people they trust what's going on. And when police wouldn't do anything or nothing got done, I would try to find the guy. I would try to find other people to help me get to the guy. At the time, I didn't have a license. I didn't think much about driving. I have a license now. But what was messed up is I couldn't get people to help me. I couldn't get people to back me up. Even other people that wanted to date this woman, they wouldn't help. They'd make a scene about it, which is really troublesome. It really bothers me. Why wouldn't you guys help? And one of these guys was a biker. He said he was part of the Black Diamonds. Why wouldn't they help? People are really quick to throw accusations around. But when it comes to actually doing something about it, very few people are actually any good at it. Now, these days, the police know that if I go to them and if I say something's going on and if they don't do anything, I'm going to do something. But I will be well within the law. They know I'm very vengeful, but they also know that I realize there are certain lines you can't cross. You can be vengeful without breaking the law. I have very good reasons for feeling this way. Now, what's really bothering me is as I look out over the groups of people, over the masses, I find I'm a little bit autistic. And I don't understand people as much as I understand patterns. And I'm to understand that makes people autistic. I date a lot of therapists, not my therapists, but therapists, who have said that I'm somewhat on the spectrum. And this is something that really bothers me. You can get away with damn near anything if you're high up enough in your court. In your court. In my small towns, police and fire department get away with things. They get away with unconscionable things. And nobody says anything. One of the girls that I loved the most was a cutter. She cut herself for the endorphins, a little bit for the attention. Her parents were alcoholics, well known and well loved within the community. And since they were well known and well loved, this was let off. The scars, these marks, the stories, the physical abuse, they just got away with these things. And that really bothers me. I made myself a pariah within the community for actually doing something about it, knowing that I would never be able to talk to her again. And I did that. Now, the thing that's really bothering me about Donald Trump is a lot of people with a lot of money are just doing this. They don't want to hear anything. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to hear anything. They're not helping. There's a lot of people within the Trump group that knows something's going on, but it's like they just want to move forward. Now, here's the part that really bothers me. Everyone's really quick to run their mouth saying that they'll do something. Everyone's really quick to run their mouth saying, oh, if I was there, this, that, or the other thing. But what I'm having a lot of problems with is I even know some YouTubers I've been following for a long time that just don't care. They don't care. Like one YouTuber, tech YouTuber that I always listen to says, and he knows what he's doing. He's like, okay, well, Wi-Fi can kill us, but we won't do anything about it. We're not doing anything about it because everyone can make so much money off of it, and humanity can be thrown certain distance. It causes cancer. Wi-Fi causes cancer, and it can kill a certain amount of people. Now, being with computers as long as I have, and another woman that I loved is a head blood banker for the Red Cross, and I was to understand we're not all equal. Once you start knowing and loving women, you find out that the bodies come in all different shapes and sizes. Breasts, the lips of you know, everybody's a little bit different, and because of that, our bodies are a little bit different. Some of us kind of grow mutations and we grow one way or another. If it doesn't work out for us, it's called cancer. If it works out for us, it's called a mutation. And, things change a little. What I'm saying is we're all different. Now, look this one up. There was a kid who couldn't use a computer unless he was physically grounded. Physically grounded. Otherwise, the computer would absolutely mess up. Now, what I'm saying is there are definitely some people like that that they're different for one reason or another that we don't frickin' understand. We're all a little bit different, and okay, so I get that. But what's getting me is that some people are okay with all of this. Like the guy that said the Wi-Fi will kill you also said. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. That guy also said that we got to move forward, basically. We can't be focusing on this. Let's just move forward. Let's get past this. Guys, how many little girls? How many little girls? How many? I mean, how deep does it go? And yes, we need to know. Now, I'm usually the first person to say when it comes to information about learning about safe sex, we absolutely need it. But there are also some people out there that say that if we teach people this, then they'll go ahead and get on it. They'll have sex earlier and stuff, right? But I do believe this is a darkness that if we don't pick this rock up and look at it, it's going to keep spreading. There's something to this. One thing, I'm about one of the only people who will admit that I watch pornography. Maybe once every few days. I think the majority of us are like this, and we just don't like talking about it, particularly with men. One thing I'm noticing is that there definitely is a market that we don't talk about for underage people. We don't talk about it. Now, the more that I look into religion, the more that I look into the dark side of trafficking, the more I find out there is absolutely a market for 16, 17-year-old people. I've never seen a market younger than that, but if you follow physics, within physics, there's math that you can do to tell that planets aren't working the way they're supposed to be. Things aren't moving the way they're supposed to be with gravity, with the math we know and the physics we know. So because of that, we have a pretty good idea that there's probably a planet 9. But what we do know is there has to be a thing called dark matter. Now, if I was to use that same idea of calculations, I can tell you there is a market for these underage individuals. A market that is so dark that you have to be a very powerful person to be in it. Now, when I joined Project Chanology, I learned of Oldfag. And once we kicked him out of 4chan and the places he hid, he went to the 764. And when you get any group of individuals that were within a certain scope that like this, that, or the other thing a whole lot, You're going to find a lot of dark shit. Now, we don't like to talk about this. The reason why it took so long for us to admit that UFOs actually existed and they were a thing is because we didn't like talking about it, because we thought great grandma was going to have a heart attack because she didn't think the Christian Judeo Yahweh was number one. This is probably one of the darkest videos I'll ever make, but I'm going to post it, because if I don't, then I feel like someday I'm going to have to talk to my creator about why I didn't. There's some things we got to get into. Why was Trump around Epstein that long? Why was he into Miss Teen America? Now, I definitely understand that in some places, Canada included, the age of 16 is the age of consent. That bothers me deeply. We're not getting into that. But if you look at what's going on, then you know we need to look into it. And once you've dealt with a dirty bunch, first thing people want to do is shut down. They don't want to deal with this shit. But I'm saying the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. I'm constantly disgusted when I think about Alexander the Great. And when his wife passed away, he found a boy that looked significantly like her. And he took this kid in, dressed him up, did what he wanted to him. And we still call him Alexander the Great. I think we need to call some of this stuff out. I think we need to look into it. And I'm having a hard time getting on the internet these days. But that's just me, that's my blog, that's what's going on. That's what I'm seeing. Thanks for listening to me, folks. Take care of each other, please.